Welcome into the Rewind. Dusty Litster, Dane Stewart, presented and brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard. And last year we talked about the Utah Army National Guard, but now a big sponsor in what we do. And hey, is there anything more manly than standing in front of a bunch of helicopters?
Well, I'll tell you what,
we
talk about what sports teach youth, right? And hey, playing as a team and camaraderie, and there's no better place to exemplify that in your professional career than right here serving for the Utah National Guard. And you come up close to these puppies, boy, they are impressive and nice facilities out here at the Utah National Guard. Every month we'll be going to another facility of the National Guard, mainly because we want to show you what it is to be a part of it. Yeah.
You know, and one of the other things is if you want to know about getting college taken care of, one of the best places to do it is right here at the National Guard. Going to help you get your college paid for, going to help you transition to that next part of your life and all of that, give you people around you. This can give you structure and give you a brotherhood, a team that you can be a part of and be proud of right here at the Utah Army National Guard. Want to welcome on to the board here of Rewind. Well, as we do every single year, we're going to get you ready for the high school football season. The weather hasn't quite turned. It took a while to get going. Some of us dealt with some different weather, but finally got it hot. Now it's going to start turning to fall, and that means the rubber pellets are going to start smelling. It's time to get going on those turf fields here in the state of Utah, and let's get ready. The top 25 teams plus 5 teams to watch here on the Rewind. Let's start first at number 25, a team that we've watched forever, always making sure they're part of what we do, and that is the team, the Brotherhood of the Brown Dot, the Jordan Beat Diggers.
Dusty, I mean, you talk about tradition and what has been one of the top programs in recent years here in the state of Utah and Jordan. Look, I know there's a lot of turnover there. Bolingbroke graduated. You've got a quarterback change. They've got a youngster in Cadius Fuimaono. Watch out for this young man. We've got a couple years to work on that name, but new quarterback for Jordan. That offense still going to be dynamic. You look at Paolo, a receiver there, as well as Cale Wakely. That's a familiar name for all the Jordan faithful.
Sure
this
is.
offense still going to be near the top of the classification, and now the top of the top classification is they're bumped up to 6A.
That's right. Now go back to Region 3. Going to be part of that. I mean, that's the old region we remember getting when it was 5A. I mean, kind of crazy thing. Jordan, Bingham. Yeah, going to be a lot of fun to see where that goes. And it's crazy to think this is our 15th season covering high school football here in the state of Utah. That was the breakout year for the Jordan Beat Diggers. Coach Jacobson, Houston Casita, Zach Taylor. I mean, this is
Alex Harvey. He was later.
Josh Taylor, I think, actually, if I remember the name right, I was going to butcher that one. But either way, Cody Raymond knew that was part of that. He was a freshman that year. So it's a fun one to watch there. All right, number 24. How about this one? The former reigning champs. But we got a familiar name coming back this one, but one name that we know really well, and that's Manukin, Carson Manukin, and the Lehigh Pioneers.
Now, how about Lehigh, right? And last year, had a new quarterback to deal with, and this year likely going to see a youngster take the reins a little more. Cooper, of course, the younger brother of one Cameron Cooper, doing pretty well up at Wazoo right now. But boy, an opportunity for Lehigh and that offense to get back to their spread and throwing the ball all over the field. Going to be a real interesting year for Lehigh. See if they can compete in a challenging region, but we've got them at 24.
Well, it'll be interesting to watch what happens there for Coach Ed Larson. A lot of changeover, but Creighton Cooper is certainly going to be right there. Number 23, talk about losing things, but they haven't been lost on us in our top 25, and that is the Weber Warriors.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Weber and a lot of turnover there as well, including coaching staff. Coach Hammer now at Weber, an assistant on the Weber State staff. Congratulations, Coach. Weber State rather than Weber High. And, but they hired from internally, returned Cole Hogan. Quarterback was a junior last year, been really, really strong there. He turned 4 starters on the offensive line. That's going to be key. But, Dusty, will they be able to go undefeated in region this year? They've been undefeated in region 1 the last 2 years. It's going to be a tall task for them to do it, but they've got a signal caller and an O-line to return.
Yeah, they're going to need those guys.
Yes,
they got to have all that stuff because region 1 will continue to get better.
Yeah.
We've had a couple down years there, but some change and shifting as well. How about number 22, going to head way south. How about the little bit of the Thunder Rolls, the Desert Hills Thunder, that is?
Yeah, and this is a team that always, competing for that region championship. Wilstead going to be back, the quarterback, threw for 11 touchdowns this last year. Taufa had 850 yards rushing, also was very productive, finding his way into the end zone. Desert Hills, watch out, down in southern Utah. This team lost a lot of talent, had a really good year last year, but good staff. They're going to get things. They're going to be A-OK for this coming year.
I mean, that is the premier school right now in St. George. I mean, it kind of always bounces. That new school comes in. It was Pineview, taking it from Dixie. Snow Canyon took it from Pineview. And on Desert Hills, I mean, But also, that might be another team from down south. Will be mentioned a little bit later. How about number 21, the Springville Red Devils?
Talking about returning quarterbacks. How about Peyton
reliable,
Murphy, right?
yeah.
Coming back in Springville, doing what they do, and boy, such a great job they've done, Coach Childs, the last couple of years there. We talk about Murphy, threw for over 1,500 yards last year, also had 17 touchdowns, and Dusty has documented just one interception. Efficient with the football. Going to have to be this year, Springville, if they want to expect to compete for a region title.
One of the few teams in 5A, 6A that has the I formation, mind you. So you better be good with the football there by Murphy. Number 20, going to go head way north. Yep. How about the Skyview Bobcats?
How about one of the better athletes in the state when you talk about Mason Falslip? Feels like I thought this kid graduated last year. He's been the face of Skyview High School.
Yeah.
I know, for years, and this is finally his senior year. But you look at what Mason did last year, was a one-man show for Skyview. Likely going to be a lot of the highlight packages for the Bobcats again this year. 21 total touchdowns last year. A guy you can place all over the field. Remember, he had a circus catch, 2 years ago in the semifinal for Skyview?
Yeah, 2 or 3 years ago.
Was it 2 years ago? Anyway, kid can do it all. And watch out for Skyview coming in at number 20 in our preseason ranking.
All right, let's take a look at number 19, a team that we've, one of us has a family member on, an adopted family member. In fact, be coming home pretty soon.
He
is
home.
Yeah.
Had milk and cookies. It was delightful. Once again, we did not invite this guy.
Hey, and if you don't know what we're talking about, you haven't watched the show, you just don't get it.
Yeah.
That's the Fremont Silver Wolves.
By the way, Dusty, you'll have a chance to... Anyway, we won't get into that. How about 19 in Fremont? And you talk about guys returning, also returning signal caller. Stratford going to be back for Fremont. But boy, this is a team lost some key guys up front. Sagapulo, the tight end, going to be back for Fremont as well. But lost Jay Scott. He was their leading rusher last year. We talked about that offensive line being replaced. Some questions up at Fremont High School right now. But you got to like, in my mind, the experience of Stratford was really good last year, and he'll have to be again this year for Fremont.
Yeah, Mitch Stratford, dual threat guy, or a multi-sport guy there at Fremont. Going to have to be really good. It'll be fun to watch. How about this team? And year after year after year now, we know they're going to be good. Yeah. Reigning champion of Region 2 multiple years, Coach Matt Rickards and the Kearns Cougars.
How about they won their first playoff game since, I think it was 1991. Hats off to you, Kearns. Like might have been 90. Anyway, early 90s. Most of our current high school players weren't even born yet.
Bayside, Zach Morris graduated from Bayside in 93. Yeah. They don't even know who that is either.
It's been a tough offseason for Kearns. And first of all, hey, our hearts, thoughts go out to Coach Richards. Had Afatasi got hurt this offseason. He is still working on the road to rehabilitation, and our best wishes to him. And then tragedy occurred outside the school over the summer with the death of a former player. Coach, we're thinking of you, and our hearts go out to the Kearns program. But this is a team returning a lot of talent for this year, and you talk about this has really been the class of Region 2 the last couple years. Looks like they're going to continue to be this year. Isaiah Afatasi, he returns, a young man that's got D1 potential, as does a young Jeffrey Bosa, another year experience for the linebacker. And then Lehigh, a running back, he's going to get more time this year. This Kearns team graduated a lot of kids last year, had some turmoil in the offseason. They still look to be the cream of the crop in Region 2.
You hope it bonds them, right?
Yeah,
we talked about things that, what bonds you, the things that will bring you to, there's things that can bring you together, and tragedy is certainly one of those things. And Coach Rickards, as we've mentioned, thoughts and prayers to the Kearns family there, and hopefully be able to turn that one. How about this going down south? And team that every year seems to get better, and last year, literally pull things off. That's the Provo Bulldogs.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this might be one of the sleepers.
Yeah.
Is Provo. Watch out. When I'm going through my prep and I'm looking at where these teams align, you see Provo, and it's like, oh my goodness. How about they return a quarterback who threw for over 2,200 yards last year and 19 touchdowns? How about you return some really, really good athletic players in Drayson and Dallin Havea? Look out, folks. They're going to be all over the field this year. And you also got the leading tackler back in Mason Kopp. This Provo team, they went 4-6 last year, played a lot of youth. Watch out for them to take that next step this year. Provo is going to be a real sneaky team to watch.
Yeah, a very good coaching staff, knew a bunch of youth, knew they'd get there, got to the playoffs, had a heartbreaking loss. Yeah. This is a team primed and ready to go for the next couple of years. Yep. That shiny new stadium as well. Yeah. And now number 16, going to go all the way back down south. How about the Pineview Panthers?
Boy, this is a team, Dusty, really interesting. Talking about a great year last year, made it up to Rice Eccles. But when you look at Pineview, they've only got one defensive starter returning this year. So a lot of turnover on the defensive side of the ball. They do bring back Croton. Quarterback last year split some time out of the backfield. He will be returning. Another young man that can do a lot of different things on the offensive side. Expect them to be very creative with how they utilize him. Pineview going to be really, really solid.
I think that play caller knows him pretty well,
yeah,
too.
there's some familiarity.
There's
there.
a lot of change that happens in the south part of the state,
Yeah.
but Coach Hosner is not one of those.
All reliable right
yeah,
there.
absolutely. Been there forever. James Lark, forever.
Yeah.
He's been there as long as we've been doing
Crazy,
this
isn't
coverage.
it?
Yeah.
Not many coaches can say that.
No. And I'll give you the first 10 of our top 25. Going to go through the rest of them as well, plus a bonus video, as we always do, a little bonus track. 5 teams to watch, look out for. That might not make an appearance here in our top 25, but we got our eyes on you as well. For Vince Francis and Dane Stewart, I'm Dusty Litster. Thanks for joining us and watching The Rewind, brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard.